The next morning his mother woke him to check he'd kept his nighttimiers on. He squirmed when she said, "Good girl," and told him they're not so bad. He wanted to retort but, seeing as she'd placed his own school clothes on the stool, made sure he didn't annoy her. Being treated like a girl at home is one thing, being sent to school as one is another. As he walked to school, he imagined a world where it wouldn't make any difference if his mother did make him wear a skirt for school. He imagined what it would be like, dressing as a girl in public and nobody batting an eyelid. He wondered if he'd wear tights or socks and imagined how his hairless legs would feel in the breeze. He had much the same thoughts as he walked home after his detention, and not surprisingly his skirt, knickers, and knee socks were waiting for him when he arrived home from school. Reluctantly, he changed into them and went to the kitchen, almost certain his mother would check beneath his skirt again. Once his homework was complete, he knocked on his sister's door so she could choose his clothes for the rest of the day. The same routine went on for the rest of the week, and each time she takes great pleasure in choosing him the frilliest, prissiest, most girly outfit she can, which isn't hard given the selection. On Saturday morning, his mother and sister prepared to paint his old bedroom. Peter said he'd help too, Mum. Jenny said as they moved the furniture to one side of the room. Well, I don't know what he's going to wear. All the clothes he has are far too good for decorating, her mother replied. I'll find him something, Jenny replied. She walked into his bedroom where he sat wearing a prissy dress. So you want to help paint my room? She asked. I said I would, he replied. Well, you'll have to wear these. You don't want to get your pretty dress all messy, do you? Jenny teased, placing a small bundle of clothes next to him. She unfolded an old pink t-shirt with the Hello Kitty logo on it, a short denim skirt which already had a couple of paint stains on, and a pair of black leggings. The t-shirt aside, these were exactly the sorts of clothes Peter would prefer to wear if he was a girl, so he quickly changed into them. They spent the afternoon painting one half of the room, the skirting boards and door frames white, and the walls a pale purple color. Jenny kept saying how nice it was to have a new bedroom whilst Peter kept wishing it was still his room. At least he wasn't wearing a prissy sissy dress. For now. Once they'd done one half, he helped his sister move all her furniture away from the other wall. Wondering why their mother wasn't helping, he asked where she was. She's gone to collect my new dressing table. Jenny replied. Well, why don't you have that one in my room? He asked. It is yours. It's yours now, Peter, Jenny grinned. But I don't need a dressing table, he replied. I don't even have any makeup, she interjected before he could finish. Don't even want it? Peter insisted. Well, I was going to give you some makeup. Seeing as you've been such a big help, Jenny replied, adding, it seems pointless having a dressing table without it. She smiled carkily as Peter visibly squirmed. And I thought, later on, after you've got out of those scruffy clothes, it would be nice to dress up and wear some. Peter looked down at himself. I like these clothes, he admitted. They're better than your dresses. You mean your dresses? Jenny grinned. Peter felt himself blushing again, and wanting to change the subject, picked up a paint brush. They continued painting for another hour or so. In the meantime, their mother returned and she and Jenny assembled her new dressing table. It was nowhere near as girly as her old one, and Jenny was chuffed to bits with it. They had takeaway pizza for supper, and after that, Peter was shoved into the shower. Once washed, he returned to his room to find a skirt and blouse laying on his bed. As he was getting changed into them, his sister appeared. I've brought you a nice pair of tights to wear, and as promised, some makeup. She smiled, placing a few items on his dressing table. There's eyeliner, mascara, a couple of lipsticks, and some nail varnish. Have you worn nail varnish before? Peter looked at the items and shook his head. Well, there's a first time for everything. His sister smiled. I know you've worn my makeup before now. In fact, you did quite a good job on Tuesday, she said. Apart from the not asking bit. Peter hung his head and apologized again. That's okay, Peter. It's all behind us now. I've got a nice new bedroom and I quite like having a little brother who's also my little sister. She smiled. Peter smiled back, but didn't really know why.